week 2 was one hell of a week. I guess if you want to bring the presentation up,
Yes, sir.
we'll start off. We'll start off with Thursday night football. We'll just do that.
I'm currently ahead by 4. I got pretty lucky week 1, will not lie. Week 2, we all tied and went 10-6.
Wow.
What a very interesting week.
Very interesting.
Yeah. We literally went 10-6, all of us, except me and Garrett went pretty much the same route on every game, and we went one different of Clay, and then Clay went one different of us, and that's how we tied.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, all right. For Thursday night football last week, it was Eagles Vikings. Eagles got the W. It was a pretty close game. Kind of surprising, but I mean Vikings. That's the Vikings thing. Usually always a close game for them, but Eagles pull out the win. I'll just say one thing about this game, and I think it's going to be a running or a common issue throughout this year for the Vikings, and that's turnovers. And I've seen it week 1, and now we've seen it week 2. Hopefully week 3 it's different for them, but that's crazy. They had 4 turnovers or 5 turnovers.
Really? Just the
Vikings? They just keep fumbling the ball.
Let me look real quick. I'm pretty sure.
Because I don't think Kirk Cousins threw many interceptions. I know he threw at least one.
I don't. Yes, there was 4. There was 4 fumbles.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
And they lost all of them.
Oh, yeah, so bad.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a common thing, but we've seen it week 1, and now we've seen it week 2. I don't know what it is, but Kirk Cousins, Brandon Powell, Alexander Madison, and Justin Jefferson all fumbled.
Wow. Oh yeah, he fumbled out the back of the end zone.
Yeah. I had an anytime touchdown on him.
Even if the Vikings aren't necessarily as good as they're supposed to be with their 13-4 record and a negative point differential last year, they're still supposed to be competing for a playoff spot. And actually this game actually shows a little bit more about the Eagles in this game. I feel more nervous for the Eagles going forward, especially if you only win by 6 at home. When you force 5 turnovers, bro.
Yeah.
And you only won by 6.
Yeah.
And plus that ferocious defense hasn't been looking very I don't think has found their. I mean, you know what? I think they will, but we all thought they're going to go 15-2 this year.
The Vikings.
I didn't think that. I did not think that.
Which team? The Eagles or Vikings?
He's talking about the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though they won, I still think it shows a little bit of nerves. It gives me a little bit of nerves for the Eagles going forward that they won't be as good. I honestly am starting to change my mind and think that the Cowboys are going to win the division if they keep this up.
That's true.
Not a bad take.
Game 2 though, they can easily be switched around, but it hasn't looked so far.
I want to say, so it was a close, but it's a disappointing win for the Eagles, and then another disappointing loss for the Vikings. What I want to ask is, how much does Kirk Cousins have to do in order for that team to win? I mean, dude literally threw for 400 yards. I don't even think he threw. He fumbled, but I don't think he threw a pick. Versus what, Jalen Hurts passed the ball 23 times, and then Devonta Smith had 131 yards, torched the secondary. Kenneth Gainwell was out with injured ribs, so of course the fantasy player that I dropped was DeAndre Swift. Last week, this week, fucking cooks the Vikings for over 100 yards again. I mean,
175 yards.
I knew the defense was bad last year, but why did they do nothing to fill the holes this year? Honestly, to me, the Vikings sound like the 2017-2018 Houston Rockets, where they're all offense orientated, doing nothing for defense. and that's not going to win games. I no longer have them winning the division this year after this game.
Oh,
Yeah, the Vikings win
you
the
had the
division?
Vikings win the division.
I had them either first or second with the
Oh.
Lions. So
Second.
I know
seems
the
to be
I know the
what we're
Lions
saying.
are like I know the Vikings are supposed to be playoff bound. I mean, because of the team
Right.
and the talent. But like last year, what were they? They were like the best worst team to make the playoffs, almost like a fake team. Like Garrett said, Bishop Sycamore. All that hype, nothing to show for it.
I
I'm telling you
think
right now, it's because it's that historically shit defense. That's what it is.
yeah. I mean,
simple.
hey,
Yeah.
plain and simple. They have one of the greatest offenses in the league right now, and they just don't have anything to back it up. But I will say they did lose a lot of pieces on defense. I will agree with you, but they did add Byron Murphy, I think, for a corner. They definitely tried to.
Tried.
Right, and it somehow got more.
Yeah, their linebackers are okay. Yeah, it's not looking great for them right now. But the Eagles, I agree with you, Garrett. I do think the Eagles are really not showing that they could be really, really good like they were last year through 2 weeks of football. But maybe that's just rust or something being in a Super Bowl. I don't know, but
They have played
People
two.
being
They have
able to
played
figure
two.
people.
They
people
have
just
played
figuring
two
them
incredible
out.
difficult games.
could be that. Could be people figuring them out. I don't know. But Vikings don't have a good defense, and they allowed 20 or well, I mean, okay, that's fair. 34 points is pretty good, honestly.
34 points, and then the Vikings had.
That's
The Eagles had the Eagles had a running back and a receiver with over close to 150 yards each against the Vikings.
Yeah, for sure. Great game though overall. Just we don't know what to expect from the Eagles, honestly. But through 2 weeks, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's gonna be when the Cowboys and Eagles play. That is gonna be a great game.
game of the year. Twice.
For sure, for sure. All right,
Right up.
next up, we have the Bills versus Raiders. Yeah, Bills absolutely kicked ass in this game. Oh, sorry. Yeah, screw the monetization. Who cares? But yeah, no. Josh Allen came back on the scene, had a pretty decent game. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say other than the Raiders kind of looked like how I expected them to against the Bills, and yeah, the Bills won by a lot.
Yeah.
That was that.
Okay, but this much of a butt whooping? This 28 points? I thought the Raiders were not like bottom of the barrel of I mean, obviously not making a playoffs, but this bad? Like, I think anytime that any team blows anybody out, it's impressive. Because the Bills
Yeah.
didn't look particularly stunning against the Jets and Zach Wilson.
No.
So it's actually it feels a little bit relieving that they were able to do this. Maybe I was wrong in that maybe they are still as good as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
So
I
guess
agree.
there's not much more to say about that. This is what I expected like every week from them.
Right,
So
for sure.
This game,
I'm still I guess this makes me relieved that the Bills are still as good as they should be because I want them to go out and win the Super Bowl this year. Just whenever Josh
Really?
as long as Josh Allen's on that team, they'll always be in the discussion for the playoffs. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess there's not much more for me to say about that. Clay, what about you?
this game we all voted for Buffalo, and it was
Yeah.
pretty much expected, to happen, especially after Buffalo's lost 2 years in a row to the Jets with Zach Wilson. Like, we were expecting this, and Buffalo didn't just you see teams get like whooped all the time, but I mean, the Bills outdid them in every single category: yards per play, passing, rushing, everything. It was pretty bad. And the one thing I really liked was the Bills finally used James Cook.
Yeah.
Finally.
Even the Raiders can make James Cook look good.
James Cook got 123 yards and a score. I loved that. And then
For sure, dude.
I mean, Josh Allen was almost perfect. But it wasn't Jimmy. It just was not Garoppolo's week. But he did solid passing to Devontae Adams. That was my guy in fantasy.
He threw 2 picks though.
But there is a huge gap in the talent. And the Bills didn't even play perfect.
Well, I mean, the Bills' defense played pretty damn well. I mean, Josh Jacobs was held at -2 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the Raiders' defense got obliterated too.
That was fun for my fantasy team. Still one. We're good.
Yeah, I went 6-0 on fantasy this week, so I'm there with you. All right, next up we got the Ravens against the Bengals. Ravens win this one 27-24, and this game was pretty wild. Pretty close game. Joe Burrow yet again didn't look the greatest, but he ended up sticking it out. Started playing better. I'm curious to hear what you guys think of Joe Burrow so far, because I don't really know how to feel about him. It's just weird. And Clay picked Ravens for this game, and me and Garrett also picked Bengals. But
I know you guys wanted Joe Burrow and the Bungles to get their first win. But the Bungles are the Bungles, baby.
Okay, that was wild.
Yeah.
Wait. What do you mean by that? They've made the AFC Championship too.
I was gonna say I don't really know what you mean by that.
The Bungles when the Bungles are struggling,
the the Lions or the Vikings.
When the Bungles are struggling, it's very hard for the Bungles to get out of their struggle. And
I mean, they were kind of struggling last year, to be fair, and then they got out of that.
Joe Burrow's been like their Lord and Savior, and the Ravens just hung on to survive it. I mean, it should have been close. I thought it wasn't. The Bengals scored to get to at the end of the game to make it closer. It really shouldn't have been, but if Justin Tucker nailed the 2 field goals.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only reason why the Ravens stayed on top.
Shout out Charlie Jones.
I really don't think. I mean, Lamar and Joe both had good performances, didn't they? I mean, I don't.
Average. They were average. They both had like low 200s and 2 touchdowns.
I still feel like
Joe Burrow also threw a pick.
Had one pick. Lamar was slightly more efficient with less passes.
I will say this though. I think the Bengals have awoken after this loss. They're going to be a lot better next week.
I mean, for their sake, I hope so.
Who they got next week? I have no idea.
I don't know. We'll go through that in the matchups.
Wait, I forgot. Didn't Joe reactivate his injury? I think he's questionable right now, right?
He's questionable, yeah.
Shit, bro, that might not be good.
Who, Joe?
Yeah, his calf.
Yeah, Joe is reactivated.
This explains everything. Then that's what I was gonna say at the very beginning. His calf was injured. I think he sucks right now because his calf. He's trying to play through his calf injury, and they can't now. Now you're 0-2, and you have not healed his injury. Now you're in a deeper hole. I think they should have at least, if they knew that this was coming, they should have at least sat him for a game.
So you're saying
taken the L, and then save him for the rest of the season, and then he's. Or at least 95%.
You're saying that they concealed his injury for 2 weeks, and then
I don't know, man. It's just
they're making it out to sound like he's healthy, and it feels like he's not.
If that's
no
the
one's
case,
talking about.
If that's the case, like you said, they dug a deeper hole because it's only going to make it worse. I've dealt.
Now
with,
they're 0-2, and he still has a nagging injury.
You can't fuck with leg. You can't fuck with leg and knee injuries. It just like they take so long to heal, and it's for like the dumbest shit. If you tweak your ankle, you're out 3 weeks. It's just it's stupid.
For sure.
Yeah, look what happened to Saquon.
Yep.
With his injury this week. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. The Bengals are Bengals have me in a little bit of a panic. I'd give it about a 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
in the panic meter for the Bengals. They should. I mean, Jamar Chase is barely doing anything, and it doesn't make any sense how their offense is so inefficient, even with Joe Mixon healthy.
Yeah,
like it's not like they lost any offensive weapons. I don't know why they're not doing any better. I guess.
Yeah.
If there's anybody that's a little bit of an excuse to have this performance, at least.
And they also are. They're 0-2 in division games now.
Yeah, that's really bad.
About that.
That's really terrible for tiebreakers, especially in this division. They've dug themselves a hole.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, next up is the Chiefs versus Jaguars, and the Chiefs win 17-9. And I thought this was going to be a way more high-scoring game, and it really wasn't high-scoring at all. Considering Travis Kelce was back week 1, he did score a touchdown, so that was good for him. But yeah, no, I thought the Jags were going to put up a bigger fight, but honestly, that Kansas City defense looked really good against the Jags, and I don't know. The Chiefs are always, obviously they just won a Super Bowl, coming off a Super Bowl win. They're still a dangerous team. I don't care who they got on O or defense. They got Chris Jones back, and they got Travis back, and they look good.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, I thought the Jags were going to play better, though. I will say that.
Tell you what's a little bit surprising: Isaiah Pacheco going for almost double the amount of yards that Travis did. It's so funny how they somehow find somebody to do decent enough for them every single year. It's like they have a new running back on the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of scary how I mean, I guess I didn't know that Pacheco was going to be better than Edwards-Helaire. I mean, he was super hyped out and he never panned out. But
I don't know what it
they
is
get
with
one
team.
guy, they get one singular replacement. He's already doing way better for them. I guess Isaiah Pacheco is probably the most underrated running back this year.
He runs so angry, dude.
Jamal Charles.
He's so good.
Jamal Charles, Kareem Hunt. Who came after Kareem Hunt?
I believe it was.
I don't know.
Dude, I know Le'Veon Bell was on that team.
Yeah, they had Bell for a little bit. Then LaShawn McCoy, I think, was also on that team.
They have never fallen short from a good running back.
Yeah.
Also on the block. I don't know which team. Was LaShawn McCoy on the Bucks or the
LaShawn McCoy was on the.
He was on both. I think he was on both.
Isn't
I know,
McCoy
but
on
I'm
the
trying
Bills?
to figure out what year it was.
I thought McCoy was on the Eagles and Bills.
He was, but I mean, I'm just saying.
And when you're washed, you get tossed around more than a. I don't know what analogy to use. But
yeah, don't just stop. Yeah, don't before it. Patrick,
around like Riley
the only
Reid.
reason why the Chiefs won that game was with the experience with Patrick Mahomes. I will say though, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags fell very short from expectations, which is what we all thought was going to happen going into this game. But they both had really good games. It's just the Jags are the Jags, and they fell short. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I love Trevor Lawrence and the offense on the Jaguars. It's just they played a better team.
In my league, in one of my 4 fantasy football leagues, I was. It was about the 12th round. I was going to pick the Jets while I was at work, and while somebody called me over when I was picking my defense, I guess I accidentally scrolled down, picked the wrong defense, and I picked the Chiefs defense. When I was trying, when the Jets were like a top 4 projection, and I thought that was like a complete waste, and I thought my team was ruined. I guess with the way that defense has been playing, it doesn't seem like much of a waste pick anymore. They've actually been doing really
not really.
good. And these are not like shitty teams either. This is the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff with all those weapons.
Jared
being
Goff.
like arguably a top 5 offense.
So they played that's who they played week 1. Clay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lions, 20 points.
yeah.
That's it. Like they've surprised me so much this year. It's like it's always like when they fall down in one aspect, they like surprisingly come up in another aspect. Like other players start to play up above their pay grade on this Chiefs team year after year, and it's kind of insane.
When
So
the Chiefs fail,
I have no. I think they're gonna still win, but I think the game scores are gonna look a lot different this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
All
it'll
right.
be a weird year. Mahomes.
It's it for sure. Especially their wideouts being what they are, and yeah, they're relying a lot on the rookie receiver Sky Moore. Sky Moore had a pretty decent game, though. We'll say.
Sky Moore is not a porn star.
70 yards and a touchdown.
Thank you, Clay.
I had to point that out. Some people might think that's a porn star name.
All right. Anyways, Sky Moore, dog. Anyways. All right. Next up, Titans win in OT versus the Chargers. Clay, you predicted this one, I believe, or did you go Chargers?
No, I don't know. I had the
Let me look
Chargers,
quick.
but
You
what I did
did.
predict, what I did say was Tannehill is not a washed quarterback. That's what I said at the beginning of the season.
Fucking go, man.
And you two doubt Tannehill like I doubt Tua.
Yeah, but there's no reason to doubt Tua.
Okay, well, for the second straight week, the washed Tannehill threw for almost 300 yards, both games.
246 yards. That is not almost 300.
We round up.
Dog, that is a hell of a roundup.
Derrick Henry
Here we fucking go on this Ryan Tannehill bullshit,
Derrick
though.
Henry got involved, 80 yards. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the real reason they won.
And then Keenan Allen stood out on the Chargers. 112 yards. I think, 2 scores?
Yep.
Good game. But
That's what we should be doing.
the Chargers, I'll say this, the Chargers left too much time on the clock for the Titans to tie it. I really don't. I don't
What do you
know what else
mean?
to say, man. Like it's
Went into OT.
no, they left too much time on the clock for them to tie it. The Chargers had the
Oh, okay.
yeah to tie it.
You said the Titans to tie, so I was confused.
No, I'm sorry. The Chargers.
No, you're
to
good.
tie.
You're good. You're good. No, my bad. We're good.
Yeah,
I think we've all been watching football long enough that we should learn to never trust a Chargers team in clutch
well,
performances.
here's the thing, bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's struggling times for the Chargers right now, but they have a generational talent on the team. It's gonna get better for them. I thought the Chargers should have won this. I knew it was gonna be close, but I didn't think they were gonna lose like this.
Yeah.
It's just what can you do?
I said the Titans were going to keep it close, but the Chargers were just too talented to not. There's so many games where the Chargers are just too talented that you can't not pick them.
Garrett,
Well, I think Austin
so it's
Eckler
just-
being out. Austin Eckler was out for this game.
Oh, he was out. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Believe so. Let me fact check that really quick.
I don't think it would have made a
Yes,
difference.
he was out.
I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, but
Oh, are you kidding me? Yes, it would.
no, like Garrett
Offensive-
said, like Garrett
Offensive
said, the
spacing is crucial,
the
especially when
Titans,
you.
the Titans
Player.
defense, the Titans defense, and how they run shit is keeping
That
games
doesn't mean
close.
shit. Why are you so high on the Titans, man? Like, dude, I'm telling you, if they have Austin Eckler,
No, it's
that
not
game
why.
goes way differently.
No, I'm just agreeing with what Garrett had said earlier in the week. The Titans keep games close. That's just how they run their defense. They have a pretty
Yeah.
they have a pretty solid
They have a
defense.
great head coach. They have a great head coach.
No, it's like the Titans play to not lose.
That's pretty much it. Because they have Ryan Tannehill at QB. That's how they play, because they have to play like that.
Tannehill's not bad. It's just when you
Yes, he
play to not
is, dude.
like- Yeah,
He's a bottom 25 QB in the league.
then explain to me why the Titans are 2-0.
I'm sorry, but the Saints picked him off.
The Titans are
Oh,
not
sorry,
2-0.
1-1. Sorry. Explain to me
The
why they beat
Chargers
the Chargers.
do not have a good defense. Actually,
The Chargers are
technically
supposed to have, on paper, they're supposed to have a top 5
Yeah.
roster.
Wait,
But paper,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Pardon
just
me,
like
is
the
it
just
Brandon
like the
Staley
Bears
that's
on
our
paper are
coach
supposed
right
to
now?
have a great offense, but you know what? It doesn't work like that. They have to perform, and the Chargers don't perform, just like the Bears don't.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
not
that's
Chargers,
yeah.
Vikings,
I think they got to get rid of that head
Bills,
coach.
Bears
They
all
might,
on that
yeah.
choke every game.
Like I
and-
said, I wouldn't ever count the Titans out. If they have a good defense, you have Derrick Henry as your back. You have a quarterback surrounded around a decent line that can throw the ball. I mean, you're bound to win games, and you sure as hell can shoot for a playoff spot.
The thing is with Tennessee is if they had a better QB,
Yeah.
they would be easily contending for that division title and a playoff contention, and maybe even beyond that. But here's the thing, dude. Ryan Tannehill, is he a mediocre quarterback? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
You know, he wouldn't.
But I know he's not a game changer. He's a
not.
manager.
I'll tell you what, he's better than fucking Justin Fields.
That's not that. Okay, we'll get to Justin Fields. We're not going. Don't worry. We'll get to Justin Fields.
Let's hold the conversation. You know what? Hey, do you know what historically choking team actually was on the other end of the spectrum this week?
The Falcons,
Falcons.
but yeah, that's
Yeah.
But anyways, let's finish up this combo for sure on the Titans
Oh, I was trying to make
Chargers.
a transition, but you
Oh,
interrupted me.
transition.
the next
Transition.
one.
Did you,
Well, I
did you
didn't.
love it?
Did you even say anything about the?
Now it's ruined. Now it's ruined.
You didn't even. Nobody even said anything.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we're all just kind of talking over each other with this.
No, we're. I said my piece on the Titans and the Chargers. Herbert.
Yeah.
Herbert and the Chargers are going to get better. They just had tough
I just-
matches.
No, because like I asked, like, why are you so high on the Titans
I'm
with
high.
like
I'm
Ryan
not high on
Tannehill
the
QB?
Titans. I know the defense is talented, and then the offense has power. You have one of the best backs in the league. You have a
One
decent,
person.
solid O line. You have some good receivers. You have a decent to good quarterback. You don't have a shitty quarterback. You don't have a washed
Bro, you have-
quarterback. You have a decent one.
Do you have a
Bro, you
decent
have
QB though?
Traylon Burks, and that's about it.
Okay,
Robert
Aaron-
Woods.
In
but-
a not. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I forgot D-Hop was on that.
Okay, a
team.
quarterback
And
that
D-Hop
consistently
is not
passes
very
for.
good.
Wait,
anymore, I
where did
think.
Robert Wood? Is Robert Wood still?
Nope, he's on the Texans. I was at the.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
he's-
heard his name getting called.
Okay.
He's-
Yeah, no, D Hop. We kind of forgot about D Hop. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think
But
let's-
he wasn't
let's-
that
let's
dude.
move on.
He didn't do.
He hasn't done
anything.
shit really, but
Really.
yeah. But like as Garrett said, another. Go ahead, Garrett. Say it one more time for us.
As we were saying, there was one team that did not have an all-time choke. They were actually on the other end of being the team who came back, and that is the Falcons.
Oh, how turned the tables.
Wow.
yeah. The turns of tabled. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not.
I mean, for me, it's like I picked this team. You guys picked the Packers, but at what cost?
Bro, I
Because now
thought-
they're 2-0.
I genuinely
And
thought
why
I
are they
picked the
2-0?
Falcons.
It doesn't make any god dang sense to me.
I was so hyped when the
Packers
Falcons
look good.
started
I
winning.
thought this was for sure going to be. Oh God, man. There's 3 undefeated NFC South teams.
Yeah. How about
And there's
that?
the Panthers.
How about that?
How about that?
I don't know, man. This just kind of shows like.
That the Falcons can actually fight now. Like I guess this kind of shows maturity in the coaching.
I mean, I
In the-
picked
in
the
the
Falcons to
coaching
win that division, and you
Yeah.
guys didn't. So,
No, because they're not
Nope.
going to.
all right.
Just because of the quarterback position. I'm telling you, there's going to be once they get up to like above average teams, it's game over.
I will
Packers
say-
are a pretty
I
solid
wanna-
team.
I would say
I
at
wanna-
this point that the Packers are an average team.
I want to give praise to
would
Desmond
agree with
Ritter. I want to give praise to Desmond Ritter for what he's been doing on the Falcons.
For what?
What's he doing?
Something certainly
what?
no one was expecting from a choke artist team.
He threw
he's
a
coming
pick
back
and a
in the
touchdown and
last-
237 yards.
Yeah, that's a good performance from
That is not a good performance in
anything over
today's
200
league
yards
standards.
and some scores is a decent performance.
But you turned the ball over also.
Yeah, okay, I mean that's gonna happen. That doesn't make
That's
him the
not
worst.
that's not that's a mid C minus.
Nobody gives that excuse to Derek Carr in this league. Nobody
No,
gives that.
I was gonna
excuse.
say,
If Derek Carr had that performance, he would get shit.
No.
on.
If you throw a
So
pick
bad.
that's
If
understandable.
Dak did, he would get shit on.
If you throw a pick that's understandable,
Yeah.
2 or more picks, you have a problem. That's a C minus. That's a failing grade. They came back in the last minutes down 12 points, and I honestly thought I picked the Falcons. So this whole time I was going for the Falcons, and I was so happy when they won, and then I realized I picked the Packers. But they came back 13 to over the Packers, who absolutely beat the shit out of the Bears last week. So,
Yeah. They also had a healthy Aaron Jones. Aaron
Drake-
Jones did not play
Drake
this
London.
game.
Shout out my boy Drake London, and Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson was the reason they won this game.
Yeah,
for
124
sure.
yards against the Packers run D.
Dude, I'm so glad that that the Saints don't play this team until like week 11 because I am absolutely terrified of Bijan.
It's week 2. Yeah, well, if you're afraid of him, I get it.
Like the best running back in the league right now.
He's looking really good.
And
So glad I drafted him in the league.
But yeah, no, the Packers lost a close one, unfortunately, and well, I'll admit I did not expect the Falcons to come out and look as good as they did because I'm with Garrett. Desmond Ritter, the quarterback play is the reason they will fall short, and I don't think he had really all the games. I'm just going to say it. It was a C minus at best, maybe even a D, but it's just the reason that team's going to win football games is because number 7, Bijan Robinson. Like that is the reason.
So basically,
And
what
they've
we're
added on
saying
defense.
is just do what you did to Nick Chubb, and they're not making the playoffs.
who did they? Okay, well, when you're bringing in a quarterback who
That's crazy.
when you're bringing in a quarterback that's been sitting for what 2 years, he's a sophomore back, right? This is his second year.
This is his first full year starting, but he started last year, the last couple
with
games. I'm pretty sure.
Mariota, replaced Mariota.
Yeah, with Mariota.
He has
Yeah.
high shoes to fill after Matt Ryan left, and I don't think Desmond Ritter's doing bad. In fact, I think he's doing a lot better than he's doing better than the 2 new backs in the league, Stroud and Young. So I think Young had a good performance, but I mean Desmond threw for over 200 yards. That's a decent. I mean, what's his QBR rating?
Stroud did
anyone
better
else?
this week than Desmond Ritter, but it was also against the Colts. But I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
So.
I
His
don't.
QBR was.
And the Packers.
Who are you talking
Hey,
about?
Desmond Ritter. Like I don't. What is?
It was like what did I just say?
I didn't. see-
71.
Oh, 71? What the?
Almost
for
like
Desmond?
picks are bad.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Jordan Love did have a higher QBR.
yeah. Jordan Love is continuing to surprise with 0 turnovers.
It was only an 81.
even though he only had 151 yards.
Yeah, the yards there didn't really add up. But
It was the yards and it wasn't the most.
I guess.
But he's not turning the ball over. He's not turning the ball over. We're just keeping him in these games.
I guess I'm just
Right.
confused. Why?
So what? I mean, what else can you ask from Jordan Love right now? He's just being a game manager. Last week,
Yeah.
the Bears are just ass. So
I guess I'm
made
just
him look
confused
good, but-
why Desmond Ritter replaced Marcus Mariota. If he was such a bad, if Desmond Ritter is such a bad quarterback, why did he replace Mariota?
because he's younger and they were trying to figure him out.
See if
Yeah, like Marcus Mariota isn't like old as shit, kind of.
Mariota's not a shit quarterback, though. I mean,
Why are
he's not. If you start in the NFL,
play
you're
defending
better.
every Titans quarterback ever?
Bro, we are talking about today's standard of QBs. Today's. Is he probably a good solid backup?
We're not talking about his peak, and then his peak is every single year of his career. We're
Like,
talking
bro,
about
there's a reason he's not on that team.
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway,
Um,
to wrap this up, two young quarterbacks, two young starters wrapping or going head to head. It was a good game. That was probably one of the best games of the week so far.
For
so
sure.
far that we've discussed. I don't know. The Titans Chargers game was kind of boring to me, even though it was close.
Yeah.
Felt like really sluggish. But anyways, that
For sure.
was a fun. What do we got next?
We have. What were you gonna say, Clay?
nothing. I was gonna ask. Oh, you can go.
All right. So next game is the Seahawks win in OT versus the Lions, and we were all wrong on this one.
No,
And-
I thought I. Oh yeah. Again, I thought I
No,
picked the
you
Seahawks.
did not.
Bro.
Is every game that you were wrong?
I was like,
Yeah,
I was
you were
rooting for
barely-
the
I was
Seahawks,
like,
bro.
I thought I picked them, man.
I thought I did.
Oh.
I was like texting. I was texting the group chat like, "Yo, bro, I'm 11-1." You're like, "Excuse me? No, you're not."
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. But Geno Smith looked pretty good. I was kind of surprised by that, honestly, because I didn't know how to feel about Geno Smith this year. But the Lions honestly still play great. It's just that Lions defense didn't really. I don't know. I don't know if they didn't play well. Excuse me, but I don't know. I didn't really watch the game. I'll be honest. I didn't really get to watch this one, so I can't really comment too much on it. But the Seahawks came in there and they wanted to win, and they got it. So, and they needed it desperately.
Kenneth Walker obliterated that front seven.
Did he? What did he end up?
Not really.
122 touchdowns.
He had 2 tuds. So,
Kenneth Walker.
He did something right.
I thought Kenneth Walker had like 40 yards.
Didn't he go for triple digits?
No, Kenneth Walker had like 40 to 70 yards.
He had 43.
Oh,
It was,
really?
it was the
Oh,
passing yards.
my-
It was a game that seemed like it was getting away from the Seahawks at first, and then it just came off as an overtime winner. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's Detroit's D. Honestly, that's kind of what sold it. Because Jared Goff didn't really play like the greatest, but because he threw a pick, but he also threw for 323 yards and 3 touchdowns. So
These are the early season woes that I expect from the Lions defense, but I think they will pick up the pace. I mean, clearly they have the talent. I mean, obviously they're not a good defense, but they are way better. They are way better than they were last year. But of course, when you're going up against DK Metcalf, Jackson, Tyler Lockett, Kenneth Walker, Geno,
Right.
of course it's gonna be a hard game. You're gonna allow 30 points.
You know, that's
Right.
the first time
Like-
I've ever
like
heard
it's
someone
just-
say that.
I think everyone's gonna just allow 30 points unless if you have like some historically good defense throughout the season.
That is the
So
37?
we all expected a shootout. So
I really didn't. I thought Detroit was going to
Really
dominate
entertaining
Seattle.
game.
hold on. I mean, that was
The only thing that makes me feel a little bit disappointed is that didn't the Seahawks win off of their first possession in overtime?
I think so. Yeah. No, they
Let
did.
me check that really quick.
Yeah, no, they did.
I think they did, but
Yeah, as I was watching the game, I was like, "Oh, overtime," and then I was like, "Oh, it's over."
I
30
not a
seconds
fan
later.
of why they made that rule only for the playoffs.
Yeah,
think
I don't
it's-
know. I thought.
yeah, the Lions didn't get a chance. Yeah,
Especially for how much of a shootout it was. I think you would have seen that coming. So I think that rule should have just been in the whole regular season whenever that Chiefs Bills game ended up happening.
Yeah.
So But yeah, both of these teams still should be as good. I still think I have the Lions winning the division. It was just one of those games. Can't win them all.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
evenly matched team. Yeah, that was fun. All right, next game.
Hey, I didn't say nothing.
Colts
Hey.
win
Wait,
over
was that-
the
Hold on, run it back,
Texans,
run it back,
and
run it
I'm just-
back.
What?
I didn't say nothing. Y'all skip me.
Yeah, you said
I
something.
said one thing.
I did too.
I had some stuff going.
Okay, go.
All right, go.
Bro, why would you? Bro, this
His
is
brain is
so.
exploding with all the words he's thinking of.
Wow, dude, he had some stuff to drop. He had some
Yeah,
knowledge
I
to drop.
did.
Man, I was ready for it.
Yeah, I'll just move on.
Bro, what a
It's
speech.
Whatever, man.
No, we're moving on. No, he doesn't deserve it.
What do you fucking mean?
No, keep going.
Just go.
I will lead the Colts Texans because I personally.
No, Clay, what do you have to say?
I didn't have it.
All right,
I had some stuff, but that's okay.
No, just say it.
No,
What the
okay.
fuck?
I mean, you guys were calling it a shootout. They were the Seahawks and the Seahawks and the Lions were similar in every single way in the game, like rushing yards, passing yards. I think they were pretty close to having all-purpose yards the same. It wasn't a shootout. The Lions just got overwhelmed. You have, like Garrett said, you don't DK, Tyler Lockett, who else? At the receiving core, I don't think.
Jackson Smith.
Jackson Smith.
And then I did want to point out Saint Brown on the Lions had a very nice performance as well. 102 yards.
Yeah.
Did you say that it wasn't a shootout, dude? It's literally 68 points and it was tied.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Garrett on that. It's a
Not
shootout.
really, but
Yeah. Literally ended the regulation 31-31. There's no way that's not a shootout.
It's kind of a shootout. It's kind of a shootout.
I guess it's like the lower tier of a shootout.
I also wanted to say.
Goff did throw a pick six.
I also wanted to say, Geno haters, shut the fuck up. He's awake. I mean, after the ass whipping last week, I think Geno's
He may have.
gotten up from his nap.
He did right back last week, but not this week.
And I feel like the only reason why the Seahawks won that was because of Jared Goff's pick. I mean, it was.
Yeah, the pick six definitely didn't help.
That was a big difference. Could have made a huge
Oh,
difference.
yeah, that was
Jared Goff's first pick in like 400 attempts too.
Yeah, there was like a
That
huge
was
bet
his
on
first
draft on Duel for that, for him to throw a pick or whatever.
Yeah.
And that sucked too. That was the third longest streak in NFL history, behind Rodgers in 2018, and then Brady in 20. Actually, last year he did. He had
The second longest, and so yeah.
Yeah,
that record prime.
All right.
yeah.
Now can we go to Colts?
All right, next game, Colts win versus Texans. Garrett was at this game. Take it away.
So unfortunately, I saw all of one fucking drive of Anthony Richardson. I was excited to see it for my boy Tony, who is a Florida fan.
Big Florida fan. I wanted to see him succeed. He did. Good first drive. They went up 14-0 to start the game, and then CJ Stroud got his first couple passing touchdowns of his career. I witnessed that. That was a little bit cool to be a part of. So if he ends up being way bigger than he's playing right now, he's been like okay. Mm-hmm. But he got 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, but it was a little bit
Oh wow,
kind of some garbage yards, I would say.
was it?
Not that they gave him the points or like gave
Fair
up.
enough.
But it
I
was
didn't watch
kind
the
of
game, so
They were already way ahead. It was 31-10, and they started to come. And he got like half of his yards from that, so he wasn't doing very well up until that point. But then also, again, it's the Colts defense. I don't really think that's really that impressive. I guess in his second game, maybe it is. Maybe I'm just underlining this. But it was a good.
We don't know.
Nico Collins went off for the Texans. He got like 28 fantasy points.
Yeah.
In the league, he went with me. That's the reason I lost one of my games this week. It was super fun. Damian Pierce had like he didn't do that great. He was only like 50. Pretty average. But Zach Moss even did better, and he got like 77 yards. But it was a pretty underwhelming game up until like the very end. It was kind of a blowout.
Yeah.
I would say, man, Gardner Minshew is the greatest backup quarterback in the league. Like, still, dude, he diced up the Texans after Anthony Richardson went out for the game. He got a concussion, so that's unfortunate for
Texans are a joke.
Anthony, because he was actually doing really well. But it was a fun game. That was my first non-Saints NFL game, so.
Oh man,
I've never been to a pro game, so that's cool.
Me neither.
You've never been to it?
I think we all three should go to like a playoff game or something. That'd be sick as fuck.
Well,
yeah, sure. $400 for nosebleeds.
Fuck that. I'm not for that. Maybe if it's a Dallas game, sure.
Dallas, fine. Dallas versus Chicago. Dallas versus Chicago.
Fucking game.
So you can just laugh at me the whole time.
That's some funny shit. You think the Bears gonna make the playoffs? Playoffs?
Bro, you're Mike.
Come on, man.
Look, okay.
Playoffs.
I want to say this. So,
go ahead.
Anthony Richardson going out and then leaving it up to Minshew. Dude, I still don't understand how he put a massive stomp. He put a massive stomp on them, and then, 171 yards passing and a touchdown is all you really need to beat the fucking Texans. I don't know how you two can't call the Texans the worst team in the league, and you still think the Cardinals are. It's just that big of a fucking gap in the talent, like. Minshew threw for 171 yards, and CJ threw for almost 400 yards and no picks, and they still lost the game.
Yeah, because the Houston Texans defense is shit. They have Will Anderson, and that's probably it.
It's just the talent gap. It's that big of a fucking gap.
Stingley too, but yeah,
it's that big of a gap.
Oh my god, dude! I gotta tell you guys about this fan that I. In front of.
All right, well, please keep.
No, it was just basically this. Like every single play, he was just yapping his fucking mouth. So like,
was he a Houston fan or?
He was a Houston fan. It was just God. Every time he was like they were already down so much, and every single play he was screaming like they were gonna like do something about it, and they're just like. He's like, let's fucking go. This is every single play.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's how I'd be, bro.
Funny, in two separate, me and my friend Nick, we both had Dalton Schultz, the Texans tight end.
Same.
And there was a drive where he caught 3 passes in a row, and we kept like, "Come on!" So we're all both screaming, and so the guy in front of us kept high-fiving us because we kept thinking we were cheering for the Texans. So we were just happy that Dalton Schultz was getting catches.
Dalton Schultz is a dog.
He didn't do anything the whole game, and then he caught 3 in a row. And we're like, holy shit!
That's awesome. I thought he. Yeah, for sure. I bet it was a fun experience. Good for you, though. That's awesome. I don't know if I would have chose. Oh, whoa! It was only $20.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, that's actually dope,
dude.
Yeah, well, because it's 2 shitty ass teams.
Well, I mean, that's I'd pay $20 to go see Anthony Richardson play football.
Yeah,
All three of
I
our
too.
games. All three of our games we paid for just barely over $100.
You know, like a high school football game's like
Crazy.
$10.
Really? The Astros one wasn't?
The Astros totally won
Was
that
that-
game.
$25.
Wow. Who are they playing?
The Orioles, the top
okay.
two teams
That-
I would like to lead the next.
in the top two teams in the AL.
Really? I didn't know that. I don't know baseball, so like last time I was watching
the
them.
Orioles were shit for really long, and all of their young
Okay.
players are like all their young players are breaking out right now.
I would like.
Oh,
to,
okay. I was gonna
would
say
like
that
to
they
lead
used to
the
be really
next
shit when I was watching baseball. So
Yeah,
Or when
and
I
they have
kept up
like
with
one
it.
of the best. And they are the best team in baseball, and they have the best farm team in the whole league.
wow, that's crazy. But
That
we're
is-
talking
We're
football.
talking football,
It's like the next.
We're talking
Can we go back to
football,
football,
man.
please?
We're talking
yeah.
football.
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 Mad run.
Bit on the subject.
Hey!
Who's getting the
Can I get-
scepter this week?
Okay.